Please generate a calm, confident male voice with a measured, motivational tone like a seasoned guide sharing profound insights. Speak with clear enunciation, moderate pacing, and strategic pauses for emphasis. Avoid any filler words, like, you know, and project genuine conviction and purpose. Script. What will remain when you're gone? Will your children inherit merely financial assets or a powerful philosophy that guides their decisions? Will your community remember your name or the mission you embodied? Will your work create temporary results or establish systems that continue producing value across generations? This perspective radically alters your daily choices. Short-term thinking gives way to long-view wisdom. Self-centered decisions transform into community-minded investments. Accumulation shifts toward contribution. You begin measuring success not by what you acquire, but by what you create and whom you empower. Consider William Wilberforce's relentless campaign against slavery in the British Empire. Spanning decades, despite overwhelming opposition and personal sacrifice, he persisted in dismantling an entrenched system many considered permanent. His legacy reverberates centuries later not because he lived comfortably, but because he directed his life toward justice. His impact extends far beyond luxury, embodying the power of purpose. Building a legacy requires intentional architecture. It begins with clarity about your core values, what principles you stand for uncompromisingly. It continues with identifying the specific contributions only you can make with your unique skills, experiences, and passions. It advances through creating systems that embed these values into structures that outlast your involvement. Legacy thinking transforms relationships, seeing them not as transactions but as opportunities for meaningful impact and transmission of values. It reshapes wealth as a resource for empowering others and reframes your career as a platform for positive change. This mindset isn't reserved for the famous or wealthy. Teachers build legacies through students who carry their wisdom forward, parents through children who embody their values, entrepreneurs through businesses serving communities long after they're gone, artists through works that inspire future generations. Begin today by examining your trajectory. Are you building something that matters beyond your lifetime? Are you developing others to carry forward your most important work? Are you documenting your wisdom so it doesn't vanish? Are you creating systems that serve others after your direct involvement ends? Wake each morning not just with a schedule, but with a mission. Structure your days not merely around productivity, but around purpose. Build your life intentionally, knowing that true wealth isn't measured by what you temporarily possess, but by what permanently remains when you're gone. Stay hungry. The twin virtues of humility and hunger create the perfect tension for sustained success. When ego enters, it erodes your potential, convincing you you've arrived when the journey has barely begun. True achievers maintain balance. They acknowledge accomplishments without becoming imprisoned by them, recognizing that yesterday's success guarantees nothing for tomorrow. Humility functions as your learning engine, keeping you curious, open to feedback, and aware of limitations. Without it, you become unreachable to the insights that could propel you forward. The moment you believe you know enough is the moment growth flattens. Hunger serves as your propulsion system, fueling the persistence required when others grow complacent. This isn't mere ambition. It's understanding that human potential remains largely untapped. Each milestone reveals new horizons and unlocks challenges demanding an evolved you. Humility without hunger leads to stagnation. Plenty of learning, but insufficient action. Hunger without humility produces temporary success, followed by spectacular failure, drive but inadequate wisdom. Together they enable you to rise steadily while staying grounded. This mindset manifests in practical habits. Please generate a calm, confident male voice with a measured, motivational tone, like a trusted mentor offering clear, compelling guidance. The speech should have clarity, moderate pacing, and emphasis on key phrases. Avoid filler words and keep the tone purposeful and visionary. Script. What significant problem have you been avoiding? What challenge seems too daunting to confront? Therein lies your next breakthrough. Face it directly. Apply your full capabilities. Transform difficulties into opportunities. As you consistently solve bigger problems, your value and rewards will multiply accordingly. Become a student of wealth. Financial prosperity rarely happens by accident. Those who achieve lasting wealth approach money as a deliberate field of study rather than leaving their financial future to chance. Successful individuals don't simply earn money, they systematically learn how money works, how it multiplies, and how to transform it from master to servant. While others invest countless hours consuming entertainment, the financially astute invest that time understanding the mechanics of wealth. Your financial education begins with awareness. Track where every dollar flows. What percentage vanishes into consumption versus what portion builds future wealth. This simple practice reveals patterns that either support or undermine your financial progress. A budget serves as your financial blueprint, but the underlying wealth mindset, understanding how to transform income into assets, provides the architectural vision. Approach wealth as you would any serious academic discipline. Just as mastering mathematics requires progressive study and application, financial intelligence develops through consistent learning and implementation. Read foundational texts by proven wealth creators. Study different investment vehicle stocks, real estate businesses, understanding the advantages and limitations of each. Recognize that compound interest works powerfully over time, either for you through investments or against you through debt. Consider Mayer Amschel Rothschild, founder of one of history's most significant banking dynasties. Born into modest circumstances, he didn't inherit vast resources. He studied money methodically. Through apprenticeship at a banking house, he gained crucial knowledge about currencies, investments, and financial systems. He recognized emerging opportunities others overlooked. More importantly, he created sustainable systems that generated wealth across generations, establishing a financial legacy that transcended his lifetime. Financial literacy transforms your relationship with money fundamentally. Without this education, money remains mysterious and intimidating. With knowledge, you recognize that money follows predictable principles you can leverage to your advantage. You shift from working ever harder for income to designing mechanisms that generate wealth while you sleep. The wealthy don't possess secret knowledge. They simply prioritize financial education while others remain financially unschooled. This educational advantage compounds dramatically over decades, creating an ever-widening prosperity gap between the financially literate and those who never studied wealth's fundamental principles. Remember that wealth isn't merely about accumulation, but about creating options and impact. Financial knowledge allows you to support causes you value, provide for those you love, and pursue meaningful work without desperation. True wealth combines financial resources with the wisdom to deploy them effectively. Today, commit to becoming a lifelong student of wealth. Schedule specific time for financial education. Establish measurable goals for increasing your financial knowledge. Connect with mentors who demonstrate sustainable prosperity, because when you truly understand wealth's principles, money transforms from an elusive target to a reliable tool serving your deepest values and aspirations. Build a legacy, not just a lifestyle. The distinction between lifestyle and legacy marks the boundary between temporary satisfaction and enduring impact. While many chase fleeting comforts and immediate gratification, those who create lasting value focus beyond themselves, building something that transcends their lifetime. This shift in perspective transforms how you invest your time, energy, and resources. A lifestyle-focused existence centers on accumulation and consumption. It asks, what can I get? How can I feel? What will impress others? Now, while comfort and enjoyment have their place, this orientation ultimately creates a narrative that ends when you do. In contrast, legacy thinking expands your horizon beyond personal pleasure to multi-generational purpose. Legacy begins with a fundamental question. Please generate a calm, confident male voice with a measured pace and clear enunciation. The tone should be motivational and authoritative, like a seasoned mentor guiding you toward excellence. Avoid any filler words, like you know. Include natural pauses for emphasis and convey genuine conviction and purpose. Script. When you consistently speak as someone of value, you increasingly think and act as someone of value. This virtuous cycle transforms not just how others see you, but how you see yourself. Practice this skill daily. Record your important conversations and review them critically. Join speaking groups where you can receive constructive feedback. study the communication patterns of leaders you admire. With persistent effort, the language of value will become your natural dialect, and your worth will be unmistakable to everyone you encounter. Solve bigger problems. The scale of your success directly correlates with the scale of the problems you solve. This fundamental principle operates across every industry and domain. Those who tackle consequential challenges command consequential rewards. The marketplace consistently demonstrates that compensation follows contribution. The greater the problem you resolve, the greater your value becomes. Most people instinctively avoid difficulties. They sidestep complications, defer decisions, and retreat from resistance. This avoidance creates an extraordinary opportunity for those willing to move in the opposite direction. By deliberately seeking out significant problems, especially those others refuse to address, you position yourself as an invaluable resource. The most respected professionals in any field share this defining characteristic. They run toward complexity rather than away from it. They strategize solutions. They implement improvements. This problem-solving orientation transforms them from replaceable workers into indispensable assets. Developing this mindset begins with transforming your internal dialogue. When challenges arise, resist the victim mentality that asks, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead, adopt the visionary perspective that asks, "How can I leverage this situation to create value for others?" This subtle shift redirects your energy from self-pity to innovation. Consider Florence Nightingale's revolutionary impact. Confronting the horrific conditions of military field hospitals during the Crimean War, she didn't merely treat individual patients, she systematically reformed healthcare delivery by addressing sanitation, organization, and data collection. Nightingale solved multidimensional problems that had claimed countless lives. Her willingness to tackle these overwhelming challenges established her as a transformative figure in medical history. This pattern repeats throughout every industry. Tech entrepreneurs who solve meaningful user problems build global companies. Scientists who address critical research gaps make breakthrough discoveries. Leaders who resolve organizational dysfunctions create thriving cultures. Those who solve bigger problems receive bigger rewards. Start by identifying problems hidden in plain sight within your current environment. What frustrations do colleagues frequently mention? What inefficiencies drain productivity? What customer needs remain unaddressed? These pain points represent potential opportunities for you to demonstrate exceptional value. Approach each challenge methodically. Define the problem precisely. Research existing solutions. Identify core obstacles. Develop innovative approaches. Implement improvements systematically. And document your results rigorously. This structured problem-solving process builds your reputation as someone who delivers results rather than excuses. Remember that problem-solving ability, like any skill, develops through deliberate practice. Begin with challenges slightly beyond your current capabilities, then progressively tackle more complex issues. Each problem you solve expands your capacity to handle greater challenges in the future. The most valuable problems typically exist at the intersection of your unique abilities and genuine market needs. Your distinctive combination of skills, knowledge, and perspective enables you to recognize and resolve issues others cannot see or address. By aligning these strengths with meaningful challenges, you create a renewable source of opportunity.